Welcome to another edition of the SVG-TV Evening News and Sports. It's Thursday, December 19th. I'm Carol Cato, and these are the details. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is said to be by far the more advanced than other countries in the region as it relates to the Labour Market Information System, LMIS. That's according to a representative of the International Labour Organization, the ILO, Raymond Simmons, who notes that the ILO invested lots of time and money on implementing the software.
Almost a complete new system that runs the Department of Labor computerization, and the software that runs the website, the statistical website, the national website with all the labor statistics on it. It's also very much improved. What you see and the options you have when you want to select data has improved. So that is one step forward. Let me say that we did have some challenges because while I'm trying to become national of St. Vincent, we did not. We did spend a lot of time on the other countries. And so when the system was developed, enhanced to the level it was now, we had major problems, when we installed the new system here, we had major trouble getting the old databases, to fit and to be working with the new software because the system here was a bit outdated. The
Labour Market Information System was launched 2 years ago and has been running here effectively with an upgraded software.
Data that can be retrieved on demand and is of a high quality. The countries of the OECS recognize this, and so they readily collaborated with the International Labour Organization to commence plans for the advancement of this cause. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Labour Market Information System was established as a pilot project for the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. The main output of the project was the computerization of the administrative records of the Department of Labour, as well as other labour market information produced by government ministries or institutions, the trade unions and employers' organizations of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The SVG LMIS is a pilot project aimed at computerizing key operations of the Department of Labour and Labour Market Information produced by government ministries and institutions, the trade unions and employers' organizations. Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Reconciliation, Public Service and Labour, Dr. Audrey Jilts, says that the time has long passed when they can rely solely on trial and error to provide a picture of the state's affairs. Speaking on the LMIS, Jilts outlined that there is always a need to enhance a product because data which is required is relevant and time-bound. Also speaking on the system was Chief Statistician Gatlin Roberts, who urged business operators here to give correct data in surveys. Roberts says when businesses fail, fingers are pointed in one direction. But the question that stands is how many of these businesses took the time out to scan their environment? She asked if they did, how was it done?
Did it just see someone looking successful and jumped in hoping for success too? No matter what type of survey is carried out, there are those among us who feel that they should opt out for whatever reason or give false information. Who are we hurting ultimately? Can the government plan properly with incorrect information? Can the business community? Labour market information presents a wide range of information, not just to policymakers, but about the career destinations of researchers. The Executive Director of NIS has just highlighted how the absence of data hinders his organization, which is here to plan for us. We are therefore directly impacted.
As the Central Statistical Office makes plans to conduct a labor force survey as part of an OECS initiative to aid the decision-making process locally and regionally, Roberts is appealing to businesses to rethink their actions.
Individual level, one may think it is taking too much of your time. Think about the amount of time you or another family member will have on your hand if you are laid off from your job, or if potential investors recognize the importance of planning with proper data. Who recognize the importance of planning with proper data refuse to come because these very important statistics are not available. Think of the many students leaving school each year, hoping to gain employment, but are denied the opportunity because the planning was flawed. Data collection is a very costly exercise. Let us therefore ensure that the very scarce resources identified for this activity provides data of the highest quality. Remember, if we do not do our part to ensure that reliable data are available about our country, estimates will be made for us that may not put us in a favorable light.
Newly appointed Minister of Trade, that should be Trade, Foreign Affairs and Commerce, Camilo Gonzalez, has been given more portfolios to juggle. In the last sitting of Parliament, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez revealed that the Information, Communication and Technology programs under his charge will be transferred to the Foreign Affairs Ministry. The younger Gonzalez, who is this country's immediate past ambassador to the UN, was sworn in as Foreign Minister in September this year.
You'll find the 3 ICT-related programs, namely Telecommunications, Science and Technology, Information Technology Services Department, and the National Center for Technological Innovation, NCTI. They've been transferred from the Office of the Prime Minister to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Commerce.
Laws currently in place to prevent the use, sale and growth of marijuana is said to be in direct conflict with citizens' rights. Making her contribution to the SVG CARICOM Youth Ambassadors panel discussion on the possible legalization of marijuana, representative of the Rastafari community, Empress Madupe, says that due to the fact that marijuana is an illegal plant, the public and state automatically view the use of cannabis as one associated with criminality. This perception, Empress Madupe says, along with existing laws created to curtail marijuana cultivation, sale and usage by consenting adults, infringes on persons' rights as human beings.
Those rights are clearly articulated in the United Nations Declaration, Universal Declaration of our Human Rights. And the United States, who is a leading proponent of criminalizing cannabis and has been since the 1930s when they started discovering fossil fuels, they also have a constitution which guarantees me that right to worship, to live my life as divinely ordained. And so some of these laws that are made against the cannabis directly infringes on those rights. And I will state the one that I immediately know, right here in St. Vincent, the Drug Act. How can one legislate my spiritual way of life as being legitimate and then want to enforce a drug act which clearly violates my constitutional right to worship?
The 2012 Best Lit Community Town Hill, Kingstown Hill, turned on their lights on Monday evening, displaying a sense of confidence that they will capture the 2013 title. The community light up, now into its second year, was not only filled with lights, but entertainment and an address by Minister of Culture Cecil Mackey.
So next time that we're going to deal, we have proven ourselves, and the world has acknowledged that we are one of the best, if not the best place to be anywhere in the world for December of any year.
And judging in the 2013 Vinlec National 9 Mornings Community Lighting Up Competition will begin this Saturday on the leeward side of the island. Members of the 9 Mornings Committee will canvass areas between Chateaubelair and Layou. On Sunday, they'll take to the windward side from Stubbs to Oya. Then on Monday, they will go through areas between Mesopotamia and Kingstown. According to Chairman of the National 9 Mornings Committee, Michael Peters, the competition will be judged for impact, 20 points, creativity, 20 points, and theme, 10 points, a total of 50. Communities, gardens, and houses will be judged at the same time in the various zones. The results will be announced on Christmas Eve at 6 o'clock in the morning during the Nine Mornings program in Kingstown. The 2013 Nine Mornings festivities is being held under the theme celebrating 100 years of a unique Vincentian tradition.